This is the Nifty Alpha. I'm Pio. I'm here with my co-host Nick. How's it going, Nick?
It's going well, Pio. I'm just living my life to the fullest.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Thank you.
What projects are we talking about today? We're talking about a project called Stoned Apes Saturn Club, which is getting traction community-wise, I would say. But from a market perspective, I'm not seeing a lot of bullish indicators. Our unique ownership isn't as high as I'd like it to be. The floor seems weak. There hasn't been much price appreciation. Have you paid attention to this project? And if so, what are your thoughts on it?
We discussed it. We discussed it on Staying Alpha, the channel, YouTube channel. He brought it up. We were discussing. We discussed it on the Twitter Spaces this morning. I think we may even alluded to it briefly on the YouTube yesterday. I'm not quite sure, but it's an interesting project. Initially, I was hating on it, but then I realized, oh, this is a Bored Ape Yacht Club meets
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, obviously, and it's an interesting project. Everyone describes the community, but have you gone into their Discord or anything else like that? I haven't.
I haven't either, but I guess they do these Twitter spaces, and I feel like I have seen those, and there's some at least relatively notable people participating in that.
Yeah, I saw
And,
Spotty last night on one.
yeah, so like there's something going on. I don't quite know what the deal is with it, but there seems to be something going on. The other thing that I'm interested in is stoned ape, like the stoned ape theory by Terence McKenna, I think definitely has its place in the NFT space. That's the theory that when humans were evolving from apes, a big driver of us developing language and developing the sort of social ability that we had as a species, it had to do with us eating psychedelic mushrooms and that having a big impact. So that right there, I feel like is prime for a project to be called the Stoned Ape, whatever, right? But I'm not getting that from this artwork, is the thing. I'm getting a Simpsons derivative, and that's just kind of a little bit random to me. So that's the thing. That I'm just kind of like, okay, or is it like The Simpsons? So if it was like a bunch of mushroomed out apes and that was the whole theme, then I totally get that. And I think you get a little bit of this with the wavy background and stuff, but like the ape itself is just saying, I'm Marge from The Simpsons.
Is there any actual data verifying this theory, the original one? Because I wasn't familiar with it. Looked it up real quick. Congratulations on actually knowing that. But I'm
The
wondering.
Terence McKenna theory?
Yeah.
Dude, I think it's true, bro. I literally think it's true. But I don't think that there's much data, but I literally think it's true.
That the apes were taking mushrooms and evolved into humans? Like, is that that's the basis of it?
It's that when we went from being tree animals to being upright, walking on two limbs, that was when we started to have access to the food that grew on the ground and also mushrooms, and that eating those mushrooms is what developed the language, like our brain to be able to process language.
Wait, wouldn't standing give you access to trees? I don't understand. If you were like a gorilla walking on the ground, you already had access to the mushrooms and you probably ate them. Like, because I feel like you watch a monkey, they're just like picking stuff up and throwing it in their mouth. So I don't know.
They might be eating mushrooms now, and maybe in 4,000 years, the apes are trading NFTs and we're off trading, some other crazy stuff. Who knows?
That is a strong possibility there, Pio. So I like that theory. I think it's going to take more than 4,000 years because I think humans have existed for that long. Like, I don't know how far
A lot longer than that.
Yeah, BC, but definitely for thousands of years. This is an interesting. Anyway, so back to this NFT, Stoned Apes NFT. I'm not an owner, but where there's smoke, there's often fire. And as I see more people talk about it, it becomes interesting. I don't know. I'd like to do a deeper analysis on what the tipping point is for a lot of these projects, and whether or not like what wallets pick it up are the most common things that people end up analyzing from an on-chain standpoint. Maybe that simply is it. If you get the right influencer on board, I mean, we discussed it the other day with Creature World. If you get the right influencer who ends up buying up one of these stoned apes, then it could do really well. My only issue is some of these like directly copy Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I don't know. It just feels like uh, yeah, that's a strong issue that I have with it, is that they are really legitimate replicas of Bored Apes with some of them, where I saw like a Bored Ape hat, I feel like is what I saw.
I mean, there's a lot, right? Like there's the bunny ears. This is definitely a pretty direct copy with this hat, right? The thing is like Bored Apes didn't DMCA Wicked Apes. They basically were like, they acknowledged that it was a direct copy, the Wicked Ape Bone Club. And at this point, like Wicked Ape Bone Club is basically like consider it has the blue tick, right? It's considered a legitimate copy. Like we're sitting here at 4,500 owners, 0.62 ETH floor, and it's a direct derivative of Bored Apes and Wicked Craniums. But I mean, look, this is like, come on, man. It's a direct ripoff, 100%. It's a good ripoff, but it's a direct ripoff.
Yeah, I mean, they literally stole assets from Bored Ape Yacht Club. So
The
at least
pizza.
I'm looking at Stoned Apes, and they didn't. It doesn't look completely stolen, but the ears themselves literally look like 100% duplicates of Bored Apes. And yeah, that's about the only thing that really stands out as exact replicas. The nose is different, the mouths are different for the most part. So I don't know. It's interesting. I, the fact that I saw Spotty talking in the community only to me indicates that he saw something with that community that justifies hopping in. And I see more and more people talking about it. There were some on our stage. So yeah, I'll give it a I'll give it a thumbs up and see where it goes. But that's sort of where I leave it at. I'm not buying any. I almost bought one last night because I saw Spotty was in one of the spaces, and so I was like waiting at a wedding for ceremony to start. Loaded up Twitter and saw that Spotty was in the space, and I'm like, interesting.
Look at
Okay,
that.
look at that. Would you look at
I
that?
mean, and Spotty's an elite ape.
An elite ape. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
Well,
him and Goldrilla.
just absolutely killing it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Stoned Apes. I don't know if you got anything else on this front.
Where I'm in the same place where I haven't bought it yet, but like people in the audience right now, Kyle James is saying holding 3 so far, loving the community and devs. CW saying we got a super strong community. And XP asked, did you see Spotty interacting with the community or was just in the space? I'm assuming he was actually a speaker.
So yeah, I don't. It's I agree with RJ here. RJ's take is exactly what I was thinking yesterday, which is it's worth the gamble. It's cheap. If this thing goes, you're going to be happy because Wicked Ape Bone Club is now 0.7, which is
It's a
ridiculous.
10x.
And I listened to, there was a guy who came in one of the, not one of our spaces, in another space I was listening to, and he was talking about how much respect he had for the Bored Ape Yacht Club, as though we're like some, elite group. The only thing that makes us elite is that the value is higher. But there's, I wouldn't say like, and that we got in earlier to NFTs maybe, and by early like a few months ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know that that necessarily. Well, anyways, my main point is that a community itself can really start to accumulate. But also, like XP says, these cheap gambles do start to add up. And that's something that I'm definitely feeling right now. I don't know if we're actually discussing in this project one of those items. Did we have on the plan here for this show to discuss bastard penguins?
You bet we do. That's the next thing we're gonna discuss.
Oh
So
my
let's we
gosh.
just did
Well,
we
there's
just did 10 minutes on stone ape. So let's do bastard penguins.
dude, there's a lot to discuss with them.
Really? Let's hear it.
Well, first, I forget who it was. Wappy, I think, came on and was discussing that this was his pick, right?
Yeah.
So I bought in at 0.05. The floor price is 0.043. So technically I'm down now, but that's because it revealed. And so what we're waiting to see is, how this is going to play out. What he said is there's a deflationary aspect of it, though, which seems really interesting to me. So I have a couple of items here which have 1% properties. And that's now by 1%, the cheapest item in that range is 0.06. I see some others around 0.09. That's the Terminator brow. I don't even know what that means. Like sorry, I guess it's the hair. It's the hair, but I don't even know like what that has to do with Terminator.
The outfit here is Terminator. The mouth is Terminator. I mean, that's obviously a Terminator outfit. That there's no question about that.
He doesn't have the Terminator hair though. If you check out my profile, NFT Nick _COM, it has. There's one. That's it.
That is like that's what Arnold's hair was in Terminator.
Got it. I also have a gold T-shirt item is one of mine, and the cheapest one of those is 0.09. So I don't know. Maybe this works out. I'm in there just to see what happens, and what happens we will see. But as XP said, throwing 0.25 at 5, anything low all the time adds up very quickly. And the real question is which strategy is going to yield greater results? Keep doing this or going and put in an ETH or two into legit ones that you think have a solid chance of becoming blue chips? I'm probably going to go with the latter.
Me too. Now that I'm much more liquid than I was, I basically, like, full disclosure to everyone, I have about 11 ETH that I am like ready to play around with, and that's after I put 1.15 ETH into the Pixel Vault planetary drop yesterday. The things that I'm thinking about right now are Habbo avatar NFT. The question is, do I buy 2 today for about an ETH and a half, and then try to sell at least one, maybe both pre-reveal, and then buy back in after the post-reveal dip? Like, do I want to like have that be a defined strategy and just knock that out? That's one thing I'm thinking about. Or like, if you want to do that strategy that you mentioned, which is the latter, do you just accumulate pack lost poets? Do you just accumulate pages? Do you just accumulate them? Because there's going to eventually be a savage supply squeeze on the pages, and the pages are going to be worth like this outrageous amount of money. It doesn't matter how many there are. It might take time. It might take 6 months, it might take a year, but those pages are going to be worth so much money. It's going to be hilarious how much money the blank pages are worth.
Man, that is definitely a strategy. I don't know if I buy into the pages, but a lot of people say they've made a lot of money. A guy at dinner the other night said that he lost money on pack off of Nifty Gateway. I don't know how. Everyone else I've heard has only made money on it. So clearly he did something stupid.
He bought the top and sold the bottom.
Yeah, that's what happened. He also had an incredible quantity of ETH. He just bought the M1 mutant. So, or sorry, the top mutant, one of the
M3.
Yeah, for I think 350 ETH was what he spent on it. So he has a little extra ETH sitting around. But the bottom line is, I think that I don't know. It's hard to make a decision. I would definitely think through whatever your strategy is. To me, Habbo is marching up towards a reveal. So like if you're playing that trade, you're buying into that, and you might as well just wait for the post-reveal dump that's inevitably going to happen. I'm almost like I want to sell one or two into this pump and take back most of my money that I've put into this, which is, I think, actually I probably put in, so I think I put in
ETH and a half.
total. Yeah, but I think I put, times, 1.75. So if I sold 2 of them and got back 1.4, that would just de-risk a little bit. And then now I have the ability to operate. Anything that's this early on is really difficult. Like, you don't want to be, projects go through this volatile start, and a lot of it happens in the run up, in the post reveal, and then you're waiting to see if it accumulates, basically. So I prefer, if I'm entering personally Habbo avatars at this point, I'm waiting post reveal if I'm looking to enter this space. Maybe buy one if you think that the floor is never going down again. But like, I don't know. That's my own hot take on how I would play that one. And then additionally, anything else, I mean, I'm looking at other items like Creature World. I mean, there's a play here, I think, with Savage Droids. I strongly believe that that's something that has the potential. The floor is at 0.09, and they haven't even introduced what's going to be this upgrade system where you can actually upgrade your individual droids, and you can burn them. So like, there's a burn mechanic in this. So people are essentially going to combine, burn, and end up upgrading the whole system, which reduces this down to a couple thousand of them. This is one that I look at and say, okay, if I'm paying 0.07, why am I betting on one where we talk about I mean, to be fair, I'm betting
Funny
on
stuff.
like, exactly. Like, why am I betting on garbage versus talent? On the flip side, I don't know Lazy Lion's team, but their community is all over the map. And the same thing goes with Pudgy Penguins. Who knows what that team has planned? So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see which one of these play out. But if you are betting, you got to follow the strategy that you outline, rather than immediately ape into all three of them. Because I'm learning my lesson from making that mistake.
It's so hard to pick winners at under 0.1. Look at the chat right now. Everybody is hyping up Stoned Ape Saturn Club. Connor Wellington is unrelenting. He is literally over and over again, just new messages all about Stoned Ape Saturn Club. That is something. That's something. That's the same thing as Lazy Lions. And I actually watched Lazy Lions, go up, go down, go up. I sold it infamously at 0.21 ETH, like the biggest bozo on the planet. And now it's like 2.5 ETH. It's kind of wild. I mean, this one right here, Savage Droids, I didn't know it was sitting there at 0.07. If you're telling me that there's all this stuff that's being built out, if you kind of look at the numbers, 2,500 holders on 9,000 items. I'd like to see that be higher. That would be great if that could be a little bit higher, but almost 1,000 ETH of volume traded like that. You don't just roll out of bed and do that. That's no joke.
This one is a sleeper. I'm telling you that this one is a sleeper. I've never listed any of mine, but some of the people are getting paper hands out there, and you can pick up some like rare attributes. So the key with this one is they're like robots that are being assembled, and you keep upgrading them essentially. So you can combine pieces, and it starts as this sort of like, a lot of them are broken with like wires disconnected and all sorts of different things. And so there's going to be an upgrade flow that you can go through. You may be able to pick up some rare ones at underpriced values with something like this. That said, I have no idea where this is headed, but this guy quit Netflix to work on this full time. There's another Netflix guy involved with it. And I'm just looking at that saying, why is someone with a team where the talent is just quietly working and grinding it out and not caring about any of the other stuff, any of the fluff, any of the noise in the ecosystem? The problem with this is the way that they look. Most people aren't holding a rusty robot as their avatar profile or as their photo. And I think that that's the thing going against it right now, where I think as the apes here are commenting, Stoned Apes are a fun profile picture for you to have. And some of these, and Lazy Lions, another fun profile picture to have. Bored Ape Yacht Club, those are fun profile pics to have. And so I think from that standpoint, you know, it's interesting to have, like, you got to figure out which strategy you're going with. I like betting on teams, but the teams sometimes reveal themselves over time. You don't know where they're headed, but and as Vicky here is saying, yeah, I mean, I think clearly the community's attracted a lot of people, and Vicky is a bored ape.
Yeah. So look, all right, here it is, stoned apes. I'm buying one right now. Okay, I'm buying a stoned ape. You got me. Okay, you're gonna press me like this. I'm buying the stoned ape. Okay, all right. It's
We need to
getting
put
bought
this
right
into
now.
our we need to come up with a joint, as Nick said, a joint
A Dow, a Dow.
5/8 wallet. Yeah, the one thing I wonder, it would actually be cool to get the community involved with that, which is why the DAO makes more sense there, is that we could get other people to put money in. My only issue is, like, are you buying the floor here? Because I don't, it's all like
Let's
Marge
ask the
Simpson.
army. Let's ask the army of people in the chat. What am I buying, guys? Why and why? Please, Connor Wellington. You said LFG. I appreciate it. Nick, can we get some music right now? I'm buying something right now. I need like a little bit of tunes if we could get it going. But
Well, I can't. I have to do an unlicensed one if
yeah, yeah,
we're
unlicensed
dealing with
one.
this. But one second, because I think I may beat you to it on one of these. And
Buy
so,
one too.
um,
They said
yeah,
smoke ring. What about this Van Gogh background? Does that carry a premium?
uh, I would go
I
over
would.
to the left to look at properties and see which items you can get, like skin type, mushroom trip. Okay, that one's appears rare. Wow, those are 0.19. Those are dope. One's got the robot
Okay.
eyes, but yeah, so those are expensive. Like, that's a 1.19 floor.
Well,
Uh,
if the community is the best community in the world, like everybody's talking about, then that's not that expensive. Dakota Bryan's over here. Do your own research. Yo, shut up, Dakota. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. um, dude, Windows like I got one guy saying do your own research. I got another guy saying buy now. You'll regret by waiting. I promise you. Just the two opposite ends of the spectrum.
I mean, some of these are pretty dope. I will say, but I don't know, man. Spending 0.2 ETH on this, like, this seems crazy. On the flip side, uh, so is this also on Rarity Tools?
I don't know. This is how we're playing it because I don't have time to do my own research right now. I'm buying a floor one right now. I'm buying this Van Gogh background. This is getting bought right now. Live buy. This is the right one, right? Stoned Ape Saturn Club. Yeah, this is the right one. Check out
Yes.
Van Gogh background with the dress, the shades. We're sending it. Gas is 0.03 ETH right now. What's the Gwei? It is. My dog's messing with something. Gas is, damn, man, it's pretty high. I'm gonna wait for like a second, but it's getting bought on the
Dude,
stream.
because ETH is rallying right now. We're screwed at the moment. We may go into this may top the NFT market at the moment. I noticed on the technicals, we have broken out on ETH against the resistance. We are fighting the resistance. Solana, which I'd said the other day on the spaces, just so you know, is up from where I called it at 130. We're at 160 right here. So, and my target at this moment for Solana is from 80 to 220. I'm looking at another 140. I'm looking at 350 as my target with that. So right now, like, when we're in bull run crypto season, it's bad, man, because gas prices spike. Volatility causes it to spike. So it's really difficult. Anywho, and we just had a breakout, and people have been calling for an October bull run, October, November. They've been claiming that this was going to be the bull run to end the bull run. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. How did that checkout go there?
I accidentally sent the first transaction through like a complete noob and didn't cancel the second one. It should still work.
You're paying to cancel.
No, I didn't. Excuse me. I didn't cancel the second one. I rejected the second one. I sent the first one through, but I don't think it'll be a problem.
Well, you can check your ETH wallet. The dog is back. What's your dog's name again? I forgot her name.
Sapphire.
Yeah, Sapphire. A regular on this show. Yeah, check
it out, y'all.
There you go.
What's up? Yo, what's up, Stoned Apes? I'm a Stoned Ape. Let's go. What's going on? Is Dakota Bryan laughing that I just bought this? Dude, Dakota, man.
Not going to make it.
Now,
so you got a, that one's not, so you got this female
with the Van Gogh background. It's actually pretty sick. I'm pretty not upset about the purchase.
That one's a nice one, I will say. It looks pretty good. I like the Van Gogh background as a whole. All right, so what's the third project we got? Well, with our last few minutes here. Congratulations on your purchase, though. You made it.
Thank you. It was Habbo. It was Habbo. So we already kind of covered Habbo. So we did Stoned Apes, Bastard Penguins, and Habbo. I did a live buy. I'm actually going to go back to Savage Droids. Sell me on Savage Droids right now.
Dude, you're running into the same issue that I felt. I had a 19 ETH burning a hole in my pocket. And it went straight into projects. Your camera shut out, by the way.
Dude, no. All right, outro. I can't. I'm not wrestling with the camera right now. Oh my God. What is the, so I'm going to have to get Nick's camera. So I'm not just a total twerp over here using the laptop camera like a huge jerk. This is terrible. What the hell?
Well, at least you switched over. We can see you. It's all good.
I don't like this. I feel like my resolution, I can't even compete with yours. Look at how big my hand looks compared to my body. It's like this funhouse mirror situation. And you're just looking sharp. Everyone's like, who's the handsome guy on the top right and the dipshit with the lousy camera on the bottom?
Let's move over to Savage Droids. You'll deal with it later. So what you're dealing with is you need to upgrade the firmware so that you don't have overheating on your camera, but we'll skip over that for now. So
you're absolutely right. Go ahead.
So
100% right.
In terms of Savage Droids, so Savage Droids, I'm not going to sell you on the Savage Droids. Here's the problem with it and why it makes it really difficult. Savage Droids is hard to read into. Click on one of the items, and load them up. Let's take the bottom one, whatever it is. And no, you want to look at the properties. So scroll down. You may need to bring it over to the left so other so everyone can see.
Look how many properties there are.
So there's a number of properties, but also scroll down. There's levels. So those levels, and then scroll down. There's boosts. So these are 3 separate factors going into these droids that you have to end up taking into consideration. And what happens is when you combine these, they can become upgraded. So I mean, it looks,
somebody cares about this project. You know, like the people that made this project care about this project.
It's going to become a game or something like that. But this feels very similar to something like Punk's comic when it began and still is becoming increasingly complex, debatable as to whether or not, I don't know that either you're a fan or you're not. So whatever, but it's not clear to me where this, so pneumatic iron arm, that's a 2% item. That's the one that stands out to me, top left. So, okay, great. That seems like a decent arm. You don't need to click through. I'm just saying, when you look at those properties, what you're looking for is those rare ones that can combine. For example, I have a halo on one of mine that I ended up with, and it's not the rarest of halos, but it is it's a halo. That's the only thing that matters. And so it's going to be more valuable. And I can combine that with one of my other items. Some of these items ended up having like incredible levels. For example, my efficiency on one, 251 out of 255. Very efficient, you know? What does that mean? Good. I have no fucking clue. We're literally buying these properties based on who knows what.
Well, I mean, look, if a guy's quitting Netflix to join the Savage Droid team, and if they put like such an advanced thing in it, they got the deflationary stuff, it might be a good pickup at 0.07. I mean, it comes to a point where it's like it's hard to make a decision on which one of these you can actually buy into. Sorry, Sapphire was taking clothes that were on shelves and just taking them off the shelves and just saying, I'm going to play with these. So I had to do something.
I mean, she's 2 years old. How long have you had her?
Since November.
Okay. So almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Vicky goes, what a show.
No training.
She's got plenty of training. She's just being a bozo. She's also like trying to play with me aggressively right now. I think we should do an outro. I think we should wrap the show.
Wow, what an end to this one. What an abrupt end. This was like, okay, so yeah, Savage Droids, challenging to understand. Not going to buy it right now. Let's just end this.
Yes, Winda said, what is you Twitter name, you with the cap?
That's Pio. It's Pio Vincenzo _.
It's literally on the screen.
It's on the screen, and so is mine.
I thought you gave an excellent. Vicky said the room is wrecked. I thought you gave an excellent assessment of the droids, and I'm not trying to take away from your assessment of the droids at all.
Yes. So, but I just think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Preston is asking about Habbo. Ruben's telling you to fix your room. Things are getting out of control over here. Literally, Pio's life is crumbling in front of us. And that's what we're going with here.
I have to take a shower and put a suit on and get picked up in less than 20 individual minutes. So
let's live stream that and watch your life collapse, and then you miss a wedding, and we would like to see you rejected by your friends, who like a relationship lost or something like that. I mean, this would be great. Anywho,
Lucky Shot is just getting to the stream. He's just arriving.
Hey, Lucky, thanks for coming to the end of this show. This was the Nifty Alpha, and we were discussing about many different projects, but check out my site, thenifty.com. Check out both of our Twitter accounts, which is literally on the screen for whoever asked about that. That's why we put it on there. Pio's on there twice, though. Is that fair? Is that fair? I don't know.
It's not fair at all, but I deserve
and then,
extra exposure.
We can also check out, I think I said thenifty.com. I think check that out. Sign up for the email list. Remember to subscribe. Remember to smash that like button. And if you enjoyed this show, tell your friends. Get them to subscribe, because we're trying to get to 500 subscribers. What a milestone. I mean, that's going to be incredible.
Micah has an OpenSea account for the stuff that he doesn't want anymore. Go there and buy his stuff.
Yeah, check out Micah G on Twitter. Thanks, Vicky, for joining. Thanks, Lucky Shot. Thanks, Unfamous One. Winda. We love you all. Ruben, this was phenomenal. What an outro. What an outro. Should I turn the